Why am I making this video? There's all these crazy people all angry. Unless you've been living under a rock, or ran into Edelgard after siding with Claude or Dimitri, you probably saw a slightly divisive reveal for Smash. Just a smidge a hair of salt. Nothing to make the rivers run seawater or anything like that. But seriously, we need to chill. But especially the apologists that can't let anyone be frustrated, annoyed, or disappointed. I for one think Byleth was a bad choice, at least for the last character of the pass. And I like Fire Emblem. I main Lucina and Roy. And like half the roster. I main those two lords because they are good characters. Not that Byleth isn't, but he's quite new and we'll get into that. But this isn't a current situation. I do want to say that anyone that sends threats or harasses Nintendo or Sakurai is toxic and needs to stop. You are being toxic if you say Byleth is the worst character, Smash Ultimate is ruined, or you want him deleted. But I'd like to address the counter-harassment's claims and meme a bit. We'll call them the Sand Squad because they are boneheads and probably are pasty skeletal white kids who make lame jokes they think are hilarious while hiding their real face behind a mask of anonymity. And they are sans any brains. I could meme facetiously for an hour on why they are the Sand Squad, but I'm a busy man. And you are possibly a viewer who has something better to do than listen to a guy meme over dumb toxicity. So let's get the remote control car on the road. The first argument is that some people have sent threats to Nintendo. I've yet to see any threats or anything verifying that has happened. Maybe I just don't associate with those kinds of people. Numbers-wise, I'm sure it's happened once though, even if there's no proof, and those people need to cease, desist, and sit the hell down until they realize it is just a game. The next argument is that Sakurai worked hard and didn't have to make us DLC or do a second season of DLC, and we should just be grateful to get anything. And that's a rational argument, if you don't think about it. This argument gets shredded when you realize Nintendo and Sakurai aren't indie developers who do things because they love their fans. The DLC isn't being made because Nintendo loves us. Real talk, companies don't care about you. The DLC is being made solely because Nintendo likes making money, and Sakurai likes getting paid. Nintendo contracted Sakurai to make Ultimate, and to make the first pass, and the second pass, and if it sells well, possibly the third pass. It's all about getting into our pants and to get our wallets. The other problem is that Byleth isn't a gift. Byleth is a paid character. 1 of 5 in a season pass. In other words, Byleth is a product. A product bundled with 4 other products, and we are consumers who have every right to express disappointment or dissatisfaction. This is very important. To the variations of this argument that also argue we should shut up and not buy Byleth or the next pass, doing that without expressing why means that Nintendo doesn't know why it is not selling as well. Maybe interest in DLC characters in general is waning. By expressing we are dissatisfied, Nintendo will be able to learn its strictly promotional Fire Emblem characters people don't like. Next, and relatedly, is the argument, you should try Fire Emblem, you might like it, and Byleth. As I said earlier, I like Fire Emblem, and will concede Byleth is not a terrible character. The issue is Nintendo gave Sakurai a list of characters that mandated Byleth before his game even released. It may have turned out his game did okay, but it could have easily not done very well at all for any number of reasons, and we'd have this random Fire Emblem guy from a game that did badly. Strictly promotional characters are not good things, especially if we have to pay for them, and or they are bundled in with other things we want. Heck, Nintendo even dropped the trailer for the Three Houses DLC right after Byleth was revealed. This strictly promotional character is so shameless. Like Corrin, but not to as bad of an extent, Byleth isn't even the most popular character in his game, the ones most of the fans wanted. Lucina was a fan favorite right out of the gate, so when she was revealed in Smash, fans of Awakening were very excited. It's not the same for Byleth, who was overshadowed by all 3 house leaders, and even a few more minor characters. This is where I have the most issue. If we get strictly promotional content, it should be free, and Nintendo should hope they make the cost back in the sales of what they are promoting. The next and final argument I will cover is, but Byleth isn't an anime swordsman. He has an axe, and a lance, and a bow, and also a sword. The Lynx have a bow and bombs, and they are counted as swordsmen because their main weapon is a sword. Ike has some body blows, but he's a swordsman. We all get Byleth technically uses other weapons. But that amounts to 3 axe attacks, 3 lance attacks, 2 bow attacks, and mostly sword attacks. He's a swordsman. Dictionary.com defines swordsman as a person who uses or is skilled in the use of a sword. Oh, and there's Urban Dictionary? Let's see what Urban Dictionary has. Okay, that's actually nothing. Oh, but what's a flying swordsman? A sexual act where the man jumps across the room and tries to enter the woman's mid-air. That's Corrin! That's Corrin! Even those few attacks are similar enough to other moves they could as easily be sword attacks. It's all visual. Looking at his moveset, he honestly looks like a mashup of all the Fire Emblem characters with a bit of Pit and Joker. A lot of his standards are very much like Roy and Ike's standards. His up special is like Joker's. His neutral special is like a variation of Pit's. His side special is like a variation of Ike's. And his down special is like a mix of counter and DDD's forward smash. It's not the worst. It's something unique on the roster, but it's nothing groundbreaking or that exciting. I'm all for characters who are a unique mix of a bunch of other characters. Just not as full-priced DLC. Now, as any Lucina main will say, come at me, Sand Squad. But in seriousness, it's okay for someone to not be happy about Byleth, and to express that. And it's okay if there are people who like Byleth, or just that 3 houses got representation. It's possible to be happy, and okay that others don't feel the same, and vice versa. We are all humans with skeletons inside of us. We all carry part of the Sand Squad inside. But we have to keep it from coming out and dividing us. The Sand Squad benefits no one. So next time you see an opinion you don't like, don't let the sands inside you pick a fight, and see how much better everyone's day is for it. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and take a shower. All you Smash players, remember to take your showers. The girls won't like you if you don't take a shower. And then you won't like Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And then we'll be back here. Everyone will be channeling their Sand Squad.